Hey guys, welcome back to Resistance Chicks. We are your hosts, Leah and Michelle. Today is the 4th of May. May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you.
Couldn't pass that one up. All right, so a couple of house cleaning business topics. Okay, I only really have one. Because I want to start this off in case it happens. We've been cutting out, if you haven't noticed, a lot of our videos are in two parts. It's probably because of my Wi-Fi. It could be more nefarious than that. Today I actually went to hook up just a regular Ethernet cable, and I couldn't find the one that was long enough for it to go from my laptop here to... not yet. I'll get it in a little bit. So anyway, if we cut out midway through, we will be back, and we'll just have two-parters. Maybe for some reason the Lord or the powers that be want our videos in half. I don't know. You can speak to that. So anyway, I wanted to let you know right off the bat, if that happens, we will be back, and I apologize. There's nothing I can do about it at this present moment.
We want to welcome you to Resistance Chicks.
Welcome.
There was a volcano that erupted in Hawaii. We're going to get to that. Some kind of crazy videos there. And another volcano erupted today at the NRA convention.
Different kind of volcano that
President Trump was there. Mike Pence was there. Anybody was there.
You know, these people were not at the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
No, we weren't there. We're here. We have stuff to do.
Yeah. I was outside planting roses with my mom like 5 minutes before we went
But I'm glad for the people that were there. InfoWars was there. So I want to play for you a few snippets of our beloved President Trump being himself.
Trumpy.
I don't even think...
Trumpy.
I mean, he may... I think this is what I think. Sorry, I said that like 3 times. His speechwriters always make him stay to the speech, right?
Sure.
But they figured, you know what? That's just the NRA. Just let him speak there. Nobody really cares. Nobody really cares.
Well, they kind of care.
No, nobody. That's the only place where we're going to just let him just like wallow in his Trumpisms.
Yeah, it's great. I'm just saying they will pick it apart, though. They will care later.
Right. But I'm talking about the speechwriters.
Right.
Like, whatever.
I'm with you.
Just do.
And we have a mail call for later.
Yeah.
Thanks to Maia.
Has the toughest gun...
I'm going to try that. He's talking about France here.
Paris, France has the toughest gun laws in the world. The president just left Washington. Emmanuel, great guy. Nobody has guns in Paris. Nobody. And we all remember more than 130 people, plus tremendous numbers of people that were horribly, horribly wounded. You notice nobody ever talks about that. They talk about the people that died, but they never mention that 250 people had horrible, horrible wounds. I mean, they never mention that. But they died in a restaurant and various other close proximity places. They were brutally killed by a small group of terrorists that had guns. They took their time and gunned them down one by one. Boom, come over here. Boom, come over here. Boom.
Wow.
If you were in those rooms, one of those people and the survivors said, it just lasted forever. But if one employee or just one patron had a gun, or if one person in this room had been there with a gun, aimed at the opposite direction, the terrorists would have fled or been shot. And it would have been a whole different story. I mean, right?
Woody has special food.
What?
It's with the wheelbarrows. Sorry. Okay. Family things where you got dogs to feed and I left a bag outside. Oops. Not awesome. But I'm going to roll with it. Michelle's going to take care of it. We're going to watch more Trump clips. But I love what he said there. There were people that were injured there. And, the person who tweeted this particular tweet out was, I'm not looking at the tweet. I'm looking at what President Trump was saying. I like what he says here. We talks about banning trucks, because we say this all the time, and it's something that the left and the liberals and whoever, the Semitic Houdinis who try to turn the NRA into some sort of terrorist organization when there's real terrorists out there killing people. If we ban guns, and we have to ban trucks, and obviously the UK is banning knives, kitchen knives, scissors, screwdrivers, anything.
We all know what's going on in Chicago. But Chicago has the toughest gun laws in our country. They're so tough. But you know what's happening? It seems that if we're going to outlaw guns, like so many people want to do, Democrats, you better get out and vote. Then we will get out, and you know what I'm going to say. We are going to have to outlaw immediately all vans and all trucks, which are now the new form of death for the maniac terrorists, right? They take a truck and they run over 8 people and wound, like what happened in New York and what just happened. It's happening all over. So let's ban immediately all trucks, all vans, maybe all cars. How about cars? Let's not sell any more cars. I love you too. Thank you.
I love you too. Thank you. It's hilarious. I love watching President Trump. So if you didn't know this, John Kerry is acting as some sort of rogue agent right now. He was Secretary of State under Obama after Clinton. And he wants to keep his little Iran deal because he's the one that sealed that deal. And so he is going behind President Trump's back and is trying to talk to world leaders. Like, seriously, what is John Kerry sitting down with President Emmanuel Macron? And he is. He's trying to save his little deal. So let's see what President Trump has to say.
Same thing with Iran. Remember? We're signing that horrible deal, and they're marching in the streets saying death to America. I said, who signs a deal when they're marching saying death to America? Who marches? They're saying death to America, and we have the former administration as represented by John Kerry. Not the best negotiator we've ever seen. He never walked away from the table, except to be in that bicycle race where he fell and broke his leg. That's it. That was the only time. I said, don't tell him you broke your leg. Just stay inside. Say you don't want to negotiate. You'll make a much better deal. But he broke his leg. And I learned from that. At 73 years old, you never go into a bicycle race, okay? Just don't. You just don't do that. I'm not 73, he was, okay? But I'll be there. But we have great things going on. And, you know, with respect to North Korea, remember how strong it was, and they were saying, this is going to be nuclear war. We're going to have it. No. You know what gets you nuclear war? Weakness gets you nuclear war. Being weak gets you nuclear war. That's what gets you nuclear war.
He is on a roll.
Years of defending the borders of other countries. We go into wars with other countries. We shouldn't be there. We go into wars to defend their borders. We don't defend our own borders. And we're going to start defending our country. We're going to start defending our borders.
Now, you guys know how hard we are on Trump with the whole Syria thing. I don't know that he had all the information that should have been made available to him. It has come out that Trump is cutting off funding for the white helmets.
Really?
Yep.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
That's kind of monumental.
Yeah, it is. It shows a lot that the deep state doesn't want to admit or talk about, because while President Trump, I don't think he could walk back and say he made the wrong decision.
Yeah, because he kind of came out pretty strong about that.
But instead, what he can do is remove funding from the people who gave him the bad intel.
So is it kind of one of those, not just a nod, because this is what he absolutely should be doing, but as a byproduct of doing it, it's a nod to those of us out here, you and us, that went, hang on, this didn't really happen. This is fake news. So maybe that's his way of acknowledging it. I don't know.
I am cautiously optimistic. This is from CBS. Having not received U.S. funding in recent weeks, by the way, the White Helmets are questioning what this means for the future. They have received no formal declaration from the U.S. government that the monetary assistance has come to a full halt. But the group's people on the ground in Syria report their funds have been cut off. Of course, it was their evidence that was supposedly used, and we can go over that again and again. They brought forth, Russia brought forth several witnesses who said it was the White Helmets pulled people in, doused people with water. Nobody was injured. There's no dead bodies. I can confidently tell you that no one died. I am 100% sure. It's a conspiracy theory fact. Right?
It's not just a theory.
Yeah.
It's just a conspiracy fact, buddy.
Right. But, I'm just kidding. The White Helmets are a 3,000-member, supposedly non-government organization, formerly known as the Syrian Civil Defense. They were established in late 2012 after a group of 20 Syrians were trained and organized by former British Army officer James Lemauser. The group then received funding from Lemauser's Netherlands-based non-profit group Mayday Rescue, which in turn funded by grants by the Dutch, British, Danish, and the German governments. The U.S. has given them $32 million, around a third of their total funding, through a USAID scheme orchestrated by the Obama State Department and funneled to the White Helmets. And I guess according to their website, the White Helmets have been directly funded by this Mayday Rescue and a company called Chemotonic since 2014. It's really important that Donald Trump, under his administration, is shutting it down, shutting down the funding. Perhaps fueled by troubling reports that the White Helmets have been accused of staging incidents, the Trump administration has now frozen the funding to the group and has placed support under active review. Now they are not getting any U.S. funding, as the State Department says the support is under active review. The internal State Department's document said that its Near East Bureau needed confirmation from the administration to greenlight funding for the White Helmets in Syria by April 15th, or the department would initiate shut-down procedures on a rolling basis. An official with the White Helmet said that this is a very worrisome development. Ultimately, this will negatively impact the humanitarian workers' ability to save lives.
Did you tell them we're pet sitting?
We're watching a couple dogs, cute little puppies. Last week, I told you that Russian officials brought 15 people to The Hague from the city of Duma in Syria, Syria, and said to have been present during the alleged April 7th chemical attack, including 11-year-old Hassan Diab.
And we covered that.
Yeah.
That's in a couple of different videos that we've done.
Yes. So, and then goes on to show you how the White Helmet stage thing, and they're just Al-Qaeda with the facelift. So that goes along with Donald Trump saying we're going to pull out of these countries. We're not going to fight other people's wars. We're going to defend our own borders. And I think he gets a lot of that from Rand Paul. Mm-hmm. He's been sitting down with him, talking with him a lot.
Which is really exciting, I think.
Yeah. And Rand Paul's been saying, why are we defending other people's borders? Why are we fighting other people's wars? I All right, so here he's talking about the fact that President Trump's approval rating among African American males has doubled from 11% to 22%. I don't know what it means. People are going all over for it.
Hang on, though, because we need to recognize for just half a second that we are easily influenced, obviously, by people that we admire. It's just human nature, which is why they try to get. I know, is that Stuart? No, it's Woody. He has a barking thing. He's probably looking out the window. Little beagle, so cute. He cuddles. All right. So anyway, that's why you try to get celebrity endorsement, right? For your products. It's classic. So the fact that Kanye West has come out in support of Trump, I would be shocked, as a matter of fact, if those numbers didn't rise. Because people really do admire. And I'm going to swallow my pride here and say that the things that Kanye has come out to say have been incredibly sound-minded. I think it's because he's listening to Candace Owens, but they are sound-minded. So maybe, anyway, carry on.
Kanye West must have some power because you probably saw I doubled my African American poll numbers. We went from 11 to 22 in 1 week. Thank you, Kanye.
The fact that he acknowledges this at the NRA does kind of bode to your theory of just the speechwriter saying, do what you want, because it's hilarious.
So he also, a little snippet where he says, Ted Cruz, I endorse you. I thought I had this up.
So what? I didn't say Kanye West was sound-minded. I said the things that he said were sound-minded. You can repeat sound-minded things and not be sound-minded. Just clarifying that.
We're at a time when
Ted
there's
Cruz,
a concerted effort to demonize the men and women here. To paint everyone here as the big bad wolf. They try to scare people. They try to suggest because you have the temerity to speak out for your rights, there's somehow something wrong about it. They ask politicians, will you denounce the NRA? Well, let me tell you this. I am proud to be a life member of the National Rifle Association.
Consummate politician, Ted Cruz.
These are men and women. You are committed to defending liberty. And here's the simple reality. Truth sells. They are selling lies. And the funny thing is, not only are they selling lies, they're so ignorant about it. How many of y'all remember one major mainstream media publication talking about accessories for AR-15s and talking about chainsaw bayonets? They had a drawing of a chainsaw bayonet. You know what? I'm going afterwards to all the booths. I'm going to look for the booths selling chainsaw bayonets.
Hang on, though, because this could be a real thing. Pause that. Because if you need to cut down a branch that's really high up, they make chainsaws that are on poles, right? So it's definitely the theory. I'm going to have to fix that. There's not a more professional truther channel out there than Resistance Chicks. You won't find this kind of professionalism anywhere. It's the thing I'm saying. The chainsaw thing is it could be.
I'm not sure how exactly you keep the barrel up if you got a chainsaw strapped to it, but look, these reporters, they're not in the reporting business, they're in the propaganda business.
There he goes.
So Lee and I used to like Ted Cruz because he would do some filibusters.
Oh, I still like him. I do. I love Ted Cruz.
I think he is, when he mentioned being ignorant, there are some areas that Ted Cruz is ignorant in.
I think his
GMOs,
heart's in the right place.
Monsanto, things like that. So I want to bring it because we have some people in the chat saying, I don't really like Ted Cruz. He's kind of a fake. He's a politician. They're all fake. Okay, they really are. There's very, very few that are legitimate, and we list them on our show. Rand Paul, Thomas Massey. But
yeah,
my point
but right
is,
under Rand Paul and Thomas Massey is Ted Cruz.
For sure. But everybody has to, somebody had said we're all on our own journey here. It is very important to be able to play videos that are sound, that speak truths and not throw the baby out with the bathwater, I think.
Yo. All right, before I need to introduce, this is Mark Robinson. So you know who he is, aren't you? He said he had some good things to say, so I want to play some of his speech here. Received rather warmly.
Was this the guy that did the talk that we covered?
Which talk?
When you went to that town hall?
I don't know.
His last name's Robinson?
I'm looking up.
Well, yeah, same to you. Same to you. There's a real hero right there. Right there. That's what a real hero looks like right there.
What's his name?
Folks, let me start off by saying
Mark.
thank you to everybody out there who sent me messages, sent me letters, sent me gifts, shared such kind words with me from all across the country.
For those of you that aren't aware of who this man is, when I saw Leah had brought this up, I was really excited that they invited him to come and speak because he went to a city council and he just laid into the city council on the Second Amendment.
It's a great video.
That's not the right video there. Sorry, guys. I was going to bring it up so you could see it. But
when he said that's a hero right there, I believe he was pointing to the Sutherland Springs hero, by the way.
Who is an NRA instructor.
Yeah.
So I'm going to bring this up so you guys can see.
Well, yeah, same to you. Same to you. There's a real hero right there. Right there. That's what a real hero looks like right there. Folks, let me start off by saying thank you to everybody out.
I just want to play a little brief part of this so that you guys can get a feel for
the resource of an English teacher to sit down and write a speech with at school today and be brought over here or practice or anything. What I really came down here for is this. I've heard a whole lot of people in here talking tonight about this group and that group, domestic violence, blacks, these minorities and that minority. What I want to know is, when are you all going to start standing up for the majority? And here's who the majority is. I'm the majority. I'm a law-abiding citizen who's never shot anybody, never committed a serious crime, never committed a felony. I've never done anything like that. But it seems like every time we have one of these shootings, nobody wants to put the blame where it goes, which is at the shooter's feet. You want to put it at my feet. You want to turn around and restrict my right, constitutional right that's spelled out in black and white. You want to restrict my right to buy a firearm and protect myself from some of the very people you're talking about in here tonight. It's ridiculous. I don't think Rod Serling could come up with a better script.
All right, so that gives you guys enough of an idea for who this is, and I will link to this in the description.
And see, and I really want to point this out because this plays over and over and over again. Every time there is a black person who moves people in a way that it just speaks to everybody who's sound-minded. Mm-hmm. We all rally around these people and we literally put them up on pedestals. And we're not politically correct here, so I'm just going to call it out. The NRA people love having this black guy there. They want him there. They want more black people there. They want more people of all different kinds of races.
No, because the NRA is the KKK. And they hate black people, and they don't even want to be in the same room as black people. They can't stand them.
C.J. Pearson, Candace Owens, Larry Elder, Alan B. West. Every time there is a black American or anybody, a black person who speaks on issues, they actually get a larger platform. They get a platform that's above somebody who would be saying the same exact things of them who's white.
Yeah.
Because we want to hear what they have to say. because we have this world in which the Republicans have always been those who are inclusive. We're Christians, right? Not that Democrats aren't Christians, but by and large, they're the party of evolution and atheism and Marxism and things like that, like and slavery, right? So, and by and large, yes, I'm making generalizations here, and I don't want to step on anybody's toes or hurt anybody, but let's just make some generalizations.
You're trying to offend everyone.
So, by and large, the Republican Party has been the party of evangelicals and Christians.
Sure.
And it always shocks my evangelical Christian friends who say, I don't understand these black Christians who vote for Hillary Clinton. Like, she is so evil. And this is one area when you see black people come out of that, it's brainwashing, right? When you see them come out of that, then it's like, it's awesome. And they get these platforms and we want to hear them. Why am I playing you his thing? Because I want to hear him. I want you to hear him. Okay? We aren't politically correct. We are going to tell you that the conservative movement wants to hear black people. We love them.
Do you know that, and I don't know how else to explain it other than, I can't generalize.
That window. I am just
I know it's really hot in here. This is not a generalization, but a lot of times, when you look at the entertainment industry, when you look at sports, why is it that we gravitate to black people? Why is it that we like them more, not more, but kind of like a little bit? I don't know. I can't answer that question. All I know is it's a fact.
And it's so weird because the Democrats...
Maybe it's their charisma, maybe it's the way they say things. I don't know.
The Democrats and the liberals will tell you over and over again that people are racist. And it's so weird to me because we've moved out. Let's just let him speak.
Somebody had the oven on 350 to cook some eggshells for the chickens, and I think that might be why we have extra heat in here. Yeah, I turned it off.
Out there who sent me messages, sent me letters, sent me gifts.
Sorry, it's like...
shared such kind words with me from all across the country and really all around the world. I mean, there's a group in Brazil that translated this speech into Portuguese. And is using it to help fight for their rights down there, to protect themselves against the criminal gang element down there. So this thing has gone all the way around the world. And I just want to thank everybody. I never in my wildest dreams could I have imagined that going down to the city council and giving them a piece of my mind would have turned into that. I really just couldn't imagine it. I guess most of y'all know I'm not much on speech writing, so I didn't prepare anything. But one of the overwhelming theme of everyone who's thanked me, written me, they all say thank you for standing up with courage. Now, that's what I want to talk about today, because I'm a history major. I love history. I told another group this. History is something that, it can teach us about our past, and that's a definite. But history can also be a guide to the future.
Right.
It can also serve as an inspiration to the present. So whenever I think about courage, whenever I think about this whole issue with our Second Amendment that's going on right now, I go back in history and I go back through history and I look at people who stood up with courage. And the first ones I think of are the ordinary men at Lexington and Concord, because this country started. Our fight for independence started over a what? They didn't come here to shut down the newspaper. They didn't come here to kidnap John Wayne. They came here to take our guns because they knew that with our guns we could defend ourselves against their tyranny. And that's what they came to do. But they got a big surprise, because the farmers and the blacksmiths and the cowboys and everybody else came out of the woodwork, and they grabbed their guns and they stood up and they did it with courage. And folks, that's what we've got to do.
I love it.
We have got a leftist elite. And I want to make this clear. These people that want to do away with our Second Amendment are not liberals. Liberals are people who believe in the ideals of the freedom of the individual. Liberals are the people who believe in the ideals of voting rights and those type of things. That's classic liberalism. The individual rights of man. That's what we all are, and that's what our country is based on. These leftists have hijacked that word. The people who want to end our Second Amendment are leftists, they're Marxist socialists, and they're doing it to destroy our Constitution and drag this country down. And the only way we're going to defend ourselves against them is if we stand up and be courageous. And that's what we've got to do.
I love it. I cannot tell you how much I love this.
I know the socialists, the Marxists, and I just like to call them by name. I don't beat around the bush. I'm going to call them exactly what they are. If you look back in history, every one of them, the despots, you look back at Stalin and Hitler, and you look back at Mao, and you look at Pol Pot and Castro, what did all of them do? They all created a climate of fear. And that's what the left in this country is doing now. They are trying to create a climate of fear. And the reason why they want that climate of fear is to silence all of you.
Yo.
They want to make you feel like you're less than. And that if you speak up, you'll be attacked. Well, guess what? If you speak up, you will be attacked. But the men at Lexington and Concord were attacked too. And they fought back and they won today. And we can win today also. And we need to send that message to these leftists and let them know this is our nation. This nation is not here and was not founded on the principles of Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels. This nation was founded on the principles of George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and Jesus Christ. And it's going to stay that way.
Dear God, this man is awesome.
Okay, I don't say this very often, but can we vote for him for president? I mean, seriously, like, that is fantastic. I hope he runs for some sort of office.
All these white people in the office standing up for this black dude, and they're like white supremacists.
That's my challenge to you. President Trump was here earlier, and he talked about the men at the Alamo. Now, I want you to think about those men at the Alamo facing now 10,000 highly trained Mexican soldiers. You think about those men inside that missionary. You think about them. You think about what kind of fear must have been inside of them. But they did not give up. They gave their very lives for their principles. That is not what's required of us yet. The only thing that's required of us now is to do the same thing that I did. Step out on faith, step up, speak up, and make your voices heard. Putting Donald Trump in the office, that was just raising the flag on Suribachi. We've got a whole lot of fighting left to do. And he needs each and every one of you to do your part. Stand up and do not be afraid. Because I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to end with this. Courage. Courage is what built this nation. Courage has sustained this nation, and courage is what's going to save this nation. So be courageous, stand up, speak up, and don't let them win.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow.
Just drop the mic, shut it down, we're done. That was just...
You know, I almost want to change the title like Mark Robinson at the end.
Well, you can.
That was epic. That was absolutely epic. And I was trying to find him, and I would like to ask you guys, if you can find him for me so that I can drop that into the description wherever he's at, on Facebook, on Twitter, whatever, so that I can get you guys in touch to be able to follow him, whatever. And I think that his platform has just begun. I hope that it has.
So I want to try, I tweeted this out, and actually, hang on. I tweeted out the Trump speech on the Alamo. I want you to see that. But Diamond and Silk spoke too.
Did they really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I wanted to see if I could find that for you. Twitter is so, if you don't have it in the right spot.
Well, they don't want you to find Diamond and Silk for starters.
Well, you can look for that, and I'll find my other ones that I have here for you today. While I'm here, I want to play this for you. The NRA made a compilation of all the different leftist crazies out there who have demonized the NRA. Obviously, no one who is an NRA member has ever committed a mass shooting. But they put a compilation together, and on the title of it was like, they're only making us stronger. Elizabeth Warren.
They act, quite frankly, in some cases, as a terrorist organization.
The NRA is a terrorist organization.
You are killing children.
Basically killing kids. Child murderers.
I know in the end that we will beat the NRA.
Tell the NRA they in God's way.
That enough is enough.
Delta Airlines is the latest company to cut ties with the NRA.
At least a dozen other companies have canceled discounts and perks for NRA members.
They are losing in the policy debate. It passed a bill into law with gun restrictions in it.
They had armed guards, by the way.
Remember, we can beat the NRA.
At that walkout.
So, the NRA membership is up. Funding is up. Everything is up.
So I have an 8-minute one, and I have just maybe a 1-minute one. You want to just do the 1-minute one?
Sure.
And y'all know we was up there on the hilltop.
Let me pause this so that I can bring it over to you guys here.
And y'all know we was up there on the hill talking about First Amendment, and I know people are marching in the streets about gun control, but they don't have the right to use their First Amendment right to infringe upon our Second Amendment rights.
I just love them so much.
And if the left want to talk about something, how about talking about the Democratic Party?
Well,
I got this. And how they wanted to not end slavery, but keep slavery. And it was the NRA that helped our ancestors to protect themselves from the Democratic Party.
Oh, I could listen to them all day, actually.
I could listen to them all day.
I mean, I could play the other one if you want.
They're so good.
They are fantastic.
They're
So I want
good.
you guys to do a little bit of research on your own so you can watch those
Join the
videos.
NRA to call on states to give
Mike Pence, Vice President.
families and law enforcement the tools they need to stop mass shootings before they happen. Because we know we can protect public safety and due process at the same time. And President Trump has urged leaders all across America to follow the example of states like Indiana and allow qualified school personnel on a voluntary basis to carry concealed weapons, because the quickest way to stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. Now, this is real leadership, men and women. These are real results that will give law enforcement, families, and our schools new resources and tools to protect our students and ensure public safety. And I promise you, we will continue to bring American solutions to bear on this crisis. We will end this evil and protect our liberties at the same time. That's the American way.
That's it for that one, but there's another one. I gotta find it here.
I still love that Trump did not go to the White House Correspondents' Center, and yet he goes, Pence goes, everybody who's anybody went to this convention. I think it really speaks to the heart of the American people. This is by and large the heart of the American people.
Here's the Alamo clip.
This proud state would not exist if not for a handful of determined and defiant Texans who refused to surrender their rights nearly 2 centuries ago. Right? You know who I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about. In 1835, soldiers from General Santa Anna's army marched into the little Texas town of Gonzales and ordered those settlers to surrender their small cannon they relied on to protect their lives and protect their homes. The Texans refused. You refused. You're telling. That's right. They were not about to give up their only means of self-defense. In response, Santa Anna's army returned with a large group of additional people. They had men all over the place. The army was big. This time they were met by dozens of Texans, settlers, soldiers, and ordinary citizens who had rushed to Gonzales to defend their rights and their freedom. As Santa Anna's men watched from a distance, those brave Texans raised a flag for all to see. And you know what it said. On the banner, they painted a cannon, along with 4 words that echoed through the ages. And you know what it is? It said, "Come and take it. Come and take it."
Oh my gosh, I want Trump to tell my kids stories. He is so in his element right now. I don't think he could be feeling more excitement. And then when he does it's so great.
I want you to think about this for a minute, because I know that Trump's doing this probably campaign-wise, but he's not being paid to be there. You know?
I know! And then the crowd. God bless him.
Like those early Texans, Americans will never surrender. Ever, ever, ever. We will never, ever surrender.
I love how he, builds upon the speech with his own words.
We will never give up our freedom. Americans are born free. We will live free, and we will die free.
That's it. That's.
I'm sorry. I want to make something very clear for our Trump supporters on this channel. We laugh at Trump because he's just so darn funny, and I think he likes it.
Yeah.
It's our way of supporting him. But you have to laugh at him. He's ridiculous.
Why not?
It's so much fun. It is so much fun.
President Donald Trump and I both stand without apology for the Second Amendment, and in this administration, the right of the people to keep and bear arms will not be infringed.
Politician.
True.
That right is truly one of our first and most important freedoms. Our founders won our independence with the power of their ideas and their muskets. Our pioneers won the West and expanded the frontiers of freedom with their daring, their courage, and their Springfields, Winchesters, and Colts.
And that's actually really true.
Yeah.
From generation to generation, our forebears have fought our nation's wars and defended our way of life with the skills they learned on the rifle range, or in a dove field, or in a deer stand, or at the knee of a father or grandfather back home.
Now, hey,
And
you
in
did
our own
not
day,
say women there. I'm offended.
There is no greater champion of America's tradition of responsible gun ownership than you, the men and women of the National Rifle Association.
Good job. I'm totally
did.
kidding. I'm totally
Very
kidding.
did it. So, we could go on and on about one more. I'm gonna go on and on. Let me go on one more time.
All of us here today are united by the same timeless values. We believe that our liberty is a gift from our Creator and that no government can ever take it away. We believe in the rule of law. And we support the men and women of law enforcement. We have pride in our history and respect for our heritage. We put our hands on our hearts for the Pledge of Allegiance, and we all proudly stand for the national anthem. We proudly stand.
So a couple of things in his speech there that hit me. He said we support our men and women in law enforcement. And these are just random thoughts that I have, and I hope you don't mind me interrupting here. But, so I have known some very, very corrupt, personally, I know very, very corrupt police officers. When I was a child, my dad was friends with them. He befriended the corrupt ones so that if he got pulled over or whatever, he was taken care of. These people did drugs. They probably sold them. I can't speak to that, but I do know they actually did them. They drank heavily. Drinking, there's nothing wrong with drinking, but they drank heavily. They were abusive. They were just very, very corrupt people. And they allowed my dad to get off scot-free in so many areas. At the same time, the other end of the pendulum,
because he was like always drunk and always driving, so like he needed to wait out.
I also personally know some police officers that are the most upstanding citizens. Yeah. I personally know. So when you talk about law enforcement, when you talk about anything, you can't blanket cover it. But by and large, I think that did you just say? What were you just mouthing?
Sorry,
what, you a mime?
I sorry to yawn. I yawned. It just hit me.
You miming to them now?
I yawned. No, I yawned and I said I was sorry. Like I'm sorry.
You
I'm
think
here.
they read your lips?
Yes, they can read lips.
No, I do it all the time actually. But so you have to say, by and large, you need to support the men and women of law enforcement because without that, society is chaos. Now, what was the very last thing that the Pledge of Allegiance. When I was a kid, every day, it was a big deal. And I'm not that old, but...
No, wait. I just saw something. You're going to say that, but like I know what you're going to say, but every Monday, we sang the national anthem.
Did you really?
You did too, at Pleasant Hill Elementary.
I don't remember this.
They played a record over the speaker. Like you could hear it scratching. They played a record.
No, I think I do remember that.
So maybe it was really like regal every Monday.
You're not helping with my "we're not that old" thing. I just said.
Well, as a kid, I thought this is really weird. You're playing a record.
Okay, but my point is they don't do that anymore. You don't. It was a big privilege, right? If you got to be one of the students to go to the office
and
to
had a
help
kid say,
"I pledge allegiance."
Yeah.
I pledge allegiance to the flag, and they don't do that anymore. And that's, I think, part of why we have raised this society of millennials. I enjoyed it
because we said God.
I never knew a single kid that said, I'm offended by this.
Never.
Every child I knew loved our country. And we're raising a society of children that hate our country.
I honestly loved saying the pledge because it was like you start your day with prayer. One nation under God. And we only did that in elementary school. We didn't do it after elementary school, and only at Pleasant Hill. I think because Mr. Seipelt was
in junior high. Oh, the national anthem thing?
No, we didn't say the pledge.
I said the Pledge of Allegiance in 5th and 6th grade, and then we did it in 7th grade, too.
I don't remember saying it in junior high.
Oh.
I don't remember at all. So, this is a random news thing because we're talking about police. So there's a suspect being chased by a cop, and the cop has his body camera on, right?
Okay.
But then there's a camera also on this library, and this dude.
Why is the suspect at a library? What are you going to do? Rob a bunch of
He's
books?
running past the library.
Okay.
Okay, he's running past the library, and some patron is coming out of the library.
Stealing knowledge.
And he trips the guy for the police officer.
No, hang on, wait. Patron wants to say something. Pause it.
I'm sorry, I didn't know what's coming up.
Wait.
I can't get on Facebook and say thank you. People are sharing your thing on Facebook. I can't say thank you. I can't get a comment on there.
I don't know how
we will. Michelle
we
can
work
do
on it later.
Thank you on Facebook for
All right.
sharing our thing.
Hang on a second, because Michelle does this thing. I just spoke in third person that Leah cannot stand. If she's not listening, I'll just keep saying the same thing over and over again, like I did. Pause it, and like faster and faster and faster.
I was listening. I knew what you were saying.
I know, but I'm just saying I'm trying not to do that. I apologize. This is a personality fault I'm working on. I just did it on camera in front of everyone. So, working on that. Stop.
That's what the police officer saying to this guy.
Wow, that's serious. Columbus, Ohio police chasing an armed suspect. Suddenly they got help from outside a library. Watch here now, a man back up. Right, standing here, seeing the cops in pursuit, and
Bam, baby!
the suspect allows police to catch him and arrest him.
Oh my gosh, dude!
Man,
dude, he just like
now
slides that leg back.
Watch it again.
Get him ground. Wow, that's serious. Columbus, Ohio police chasing an armed suspect.
Oh my gosh,
Suddenly they got help from outside a library. Watch here now, a man back up. Right, standing here, seeing the cops in pursuit, and there he goes. Trips the suspect, allows police.
I want you to look carefully though, because this guy who's tripping this guy up, he's got a cane.
Is that what he has in his hand?
To catch him and
get out of town. Hang on,
say,
rewind it. I want to see him back up again.
Chasing an armed suspect.
He has a cane.
Suddenly they got help from outside a library. Watch here now, a man back up. Right, standing here, seeing the cops in pursuit, and there he goes. Trips the suspect, allows police to catch him and arrest him, and as they say, whatever it takes. Man,
oh my gosh, dude! Everyday heroes, and you can be one too. That is incredible. And you know the perpetrator, whatever the guy had done wrong, has to have. You're not even thinking. You're just running. I don't think that he had time, because he's moving in motion, to analyze. I mean, he's not some sort of computer. Hey, that guy's backing up at me. He might try to trip me. I mean, and the guy that backed up had to be thinking. He kind of had to analyze the situation. How close is that cop? If I trip this guy, will the cop be able to get there so that the guy doesn't just start beating on me, little dude with a cane? Dang, that was awesome.
All right, so another thing that's kind of awesome is that...
It was really fun.
That is really fun.
I want to do that again.
You guys probably know who Paul Manafort is by now. He worked a little bit he worked as Trump's campaign manager for just a short period of time, and he's kind of got some shady deals going on. But he wasn't connected to Russia.
I'm gonna go
show
him how to do that.
Why is he's looking at like years in jail. He's got a little anklet monitor. His bond is like $1 bazillion. I think this might be...
The federal judge today in the Paul Manafort case saying of the special counsel's office, and he was saying...
You got to check out what this judge says, because this judge says that it's basically a witch Trump to get to Trump, and he literally says to the prosecutor, come on, man. And he might throw out this case, man, and it would set a precedent for people like Michael Flynn and other people who've been caught up in this nefarious business of Mueller's witch hunt.
This is how you guys are behaving. We said what this investigation was about, but we're not bound by it, and we were lying. That's the federal judge saying that the special counsel was lying about their intention with their investigation. Those are very strong words coming from a judge, yes?
Yeah, they are, and I think it captures the sentiment of a lot of folks out there that, again, have seen this go from a discussion about how Russia tried to interfere and meddle into our election into, again, discussions to payments to a porn star. and what that has to do with the original mandate under which Bob Mueller was appointed. And I think it goes back to, again, the fact that there has to be leadership at the Department of Justice. Bob Mueller doesn't run the Department of Justice. He reports to the Deputy Attorney General, not the other way around.
So do you think that anything's going to happen to curb the investigation? I mean,
So one thing that was really clear that I was reading today, Jeff Sessions only recused himself from anything that has to do with Russian collusion. He did not recuse himself from anything outside of that. So if Mueller is looking at anything outside of Russian collusion, and the judge said, you better bring me some proof that this guy has something to do with Russia. And he's given him like 2 weeks.
I don't think it matters how much probably any judge admonishes Bob Mueller or what the public thinks or what the president says. It seems like he's focused on going down the road that he's on. The only recourse that you're talking about is who has the oversight over him to stop him if they wanted to, and would that really happen? What are your...
So Jeff Sessions would have been the one that would have had to give him permission to go after Manafort for other things, not Rod Rosenstein. So Jeff Sessions has something like going on. I still have, none of us can figure it out.
Thoughts?
Well, again, I think the appropriate boundaries or bumpers were not placed on this investigation, and that's why it's gotten a bit far afield from what Bob Mueller was charged with doing. But I do think it does have to come to a conclusion sooner or later. The special counsel's asking to interview Donald Trump, and he'll make a decision in consultation with his lawyers about that. But that'll really dictate how long and whether or not this special counsel investigation can continue with respect to Donald Trump.
What do you think is the best strategy, as somebody who is close and familiar to the matter, and given your position and also being Judiciary Committee member, what do you think is the best road to go down for the president at this point in terms of a strategy?
Well, I think it depends on if you're talking about a legal strategy or a political strategy. The president said that he'd love to sit down with Bob Mueller. I think what the president would really love to do is bring an expedited conclusion to an investigation that he thinks is tremendously unfair. His lawyers are probably appropriately counseling that...
that he not do any sit-down... definitely don't do any sit-down interview at all, period. But yeah, this is kind of a big deal where this judge literally says, and I quote, "You don't really care about Mr. Manafort." That's the U.S. District Judge T.S. Ellis III told Mueller's team. Wow. "You really care about what information Mr. Manafort can give you to lead you to Mr. Trump and an impeachment or whatever."
True.
But that's a judge. Further, Ellis demanded to see the unredacted scope memo, a document outlining the scope of the special counsel's Russia probe that congressional Republicans have also sought. The hearing, where Manafort's team fought to dismiss an 18-count indictment on tax and bank fraud-related charges, took a confrontational turn as it was revealed that at least some of the information in the investigation derived from the earlier Justice Department probe in the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of Virginia. So what the judge says, why didn't the Eastern District of Virginia take this? Why is this under your investigation?
Right.
Manafort's attorneys argue that special counsel does not have the power to indict him on the charges they have brought, and seem to find a sympathetic ear in Ellis. He was appointed by Reagan, and he asked Mueller's team where they got the authority to indict Manafort on alleged crimes dating back as far as 2005. The special counsel argues that the Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein granted them broad authority last May. But after the revelation that the team is using information from the earlier DOJ probe, Ellis said that information did not arise out of the special counsel probe and therefore may not be within the scope of that investigation. "We don't want anyone with unfettered power," he said. Mueller's team says its authorities are laid out in documents including the August 2017 scope memo, and that some powers are actually secret because they involve ongoing investigations and national security matters that cannot be publicly disclosed. Ellis seemed amused and not persuaded. He summed up the argument of the special counsel's office as, "We said this was what the investigation was about, but we are not bound to it, and we are lying." He literally said, quote, this is what the Mueller campaign is saying. "We said this is what the investigation was about, but we're not bound to it, and we're lying." He referenced the common NFL exclamation from the NFL announcers and said, "Come on, man!" This judge looked at Mueller's team and said, "Come on, man! Come on!
Come on!
You're lying to me. You're lying. You want to impeach the president. I know you. I got eyes on you. I know you. God put me here. God put me here to stop you."
Wow. I know you all are awake now.
Trump himself drew attention to the judge's comments later Friday afternoon during the NRA. He says, "It's a total witch hunt. I love fighting these battles." The judge also gave the government 2 weeks to hand over the unredacted scope memo or provide an explanation why not, after prosecutors were reluctant to do so, claiming it has material that doesn't pertain to Manafort. And he says, "I'll be the judge of that. I'm the judge, and I'll be the judge of that." House Republicans have also sought it, though the Justice Department previously released a redacted version, which includes information related to Manafort, but not much else. The charges in federal court in Virginia were on top of another round of charges in October. Manafort has pled not guilty to both of them. So, earlier this year, Ellis suggested that Manafort could face life in prison and pose a substantial flight risk because of his financial means and international connections. So when he first started this case, he's not biased.
Right.
He was like, dude, he put this huge bail bond on him and an ankle thing on him. He's like, you could leave. You have so many millionaire friends. You could just charter a flight and just go.
Sure.
But now that he's looking into this, he's saying, "Oh my gosh, this what is this?" So it's kind of cool.
That is really cool.
It's kind of cool. Kind of cool. All right. How many of you saw? And I'm just going to mention this inside. Did you? I'm going to bring up prom. What do you call that? Chinese dress girl. I don't know. What do you call that?
We just saw Trudeau in a kilt.
Yeah. Well, here. Okay.
Which I don't. You know, if you're a dude and you want to do the Irish thing and wear or Scottish thing and wear a kilt, all right.
No, and I'm just going to play this as an aside because.
But Trudeau in one makes me.
Where's this chick?
A little bit.
Prom chick girl. Okay, this prom chick girl wore this Chinese dress to prom.
Oh, it's beautiful.
She looked gorgeous. She said she found it in a vintage shop. It's just absolutely adorable. But she was ridiculed, ripped apart on Twitter for cultural appropriation. Asian people saying that.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I'm this person. "I'm proud of my culture, including the extreme barriers marginalized people within that culture have had to overcome, those obstacles. For it simply to be subject to American consumerism and cater to a white audience is parallel to colonial ideology."
Does the insanity never stop?
So this is a thing. It's gone all over Twitter. It's gone all over the internet. I mean, it's on USA Today.
That being said, here's the thing. I don't understand this cultural appropriation thing. If you're going to wear something strictly to make fun of someone, A, it's your right to do so. But B, that's different. If you are wearing it because you say, "I like this, it's beautiful, I want to wear it," you're actually giving an homage. You're paying respect because you wouldn't wear something that you didn't like.
Yeah, so Justin Trudeau goes around and look at this guy. Look at this. I mean, he is one costume after another. He's just like costume man. He enjoys the costumes. What is this? What is Justin Trudeau to the world? He's an embarrassment. I don't say he's culturally appropriating the headdress with eagle feathers or whatever. But I do say that he's a moron. So, anyways, that was a thing this week.
But that's based on who he is, not what he's like, not the costuming.
I'm trying to tell you, it was a thing this week. It went everywhere.
Oh my gosh, that makes me angry. That makes me so angry because when I was a kid, I think I had like a Chinese dress that I absolutely loved.
Too.
That pattern is
it
so
was my favorite.
Beautiful. I used to make
your eye pillows out of it.
Aromatherapy eye pillows. I can tell you guys how to make those.
What
by
do
the way,
you call them? What would you
it's
call
not
that
a paisley.
material?
It's not even. It's kind of like a satin. It's kind of silk. Depends on what kind you buy. It just has a pattern on it. I'm sure it has a name. I don't know it. Maybe some of our seamstresses in the chat can tell me. But I used to use that kind of material to sell these eye pillows, and I would do a plethora of colors and patterns.
Gorgeous.
And those ones are the ones that sold the most because they are very pleasant, they are very pleasing, and they are beautiful. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with enjoying that. Right. The fact that I would, listen, I'm a farmer or kind of a country gal, but I wasn't raised that way. It's not in me to be that way. I'm kind of a city girl, but I really enjoy, and it makes sense to wear jeans and cowboy boots and belt buckle or whatever, flannel. These clothes feel comfortable to me, and I do like to kind of identify myself with that when I'm out and about, and there's nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with saying, I like this is what I want to wear. People in Tulsa, Oklahoma, when we moved out there, we were shocked at how many people dressed as cowboys, and they don't have a ranch.
Right.
Okay, that's what they want to wear.
Right.
All right, that's what I don't care.
We make fun of them, but still, this is another thing that's very disconcerting to me. I've been talking about censoring and freedom of speech and all this stuff. If you guys don't know, the Southern Poverty Law Center is this leftist organization. And it supposedly defines hate groups. You've got Ayana Hirsi Ali, who's a former Muslim. She is supposedly a hate speaker. Majid, whatever is her name, from the UK, he's on there. He actually sued them to get his name off. The Heritage Foundation, I believe, is on there. And Christians are all on there. So, if you don't know this, Amazon has this thing called Amazon Smile, where you can...
it's actually really cool. We use it for the Jenny Museum, which is our kind of favorite charity group in Plymouth, Massachusetts.
Right, they have removed the ability to donate to this Alliance Defending Freedom. They're a Christian liberty-supporting legal defense fund. And they are labeled as by the SP, Southern Poverty Law Center, as SPLC, whatever, as a hate group. And so Amazon literally says this, when you go, the people who use them as their Amazon Smile, it literally says the SPLC has defined them as a hate group, so we can no longer be associated with them.
Because the SPLC
Amazon
is the
targeting
official
religious
of everything,
freedom
their
groups,
law.
the company removed the Alliance Defending Freedom from their eligible list of charities on Amazon Smile. When customers went to donate, they were told certain categories of organizations are not eligible to participate in Amazon Smile.
Incredible.
They say we rely on the Southern Poverty Law Center to determine which charities are in certain ineligible categories. Joining us now to respond from Alliance Defending Freedom is Kristen Wagner. Kristen, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. So they removed you from Amazon Smile because they say you're a hate group. What's your response?
Well, my response is that when we reflect on yesterday being the National Day of Prayer and President Trump's strong support for free speech and religious freedom, and we compare that with what CEO Jeff Bezos and Amazon is doing right now, it's a polar opposite. Alliance Defending Freedom is a well-respected and successful Supreme Court advocacy group, and the SPLC is essentially a group that's designed to slander other groups, and it's a direct mail marketing scheme designed to pocket millions and millions of dollars offshore. So we're very concerned and appeal to Amazon's sense of fairness and tolerance.
Well, I know they also removed the Family Research Council from the list. What exactly is the Southern Poverty Law Center?
Well, it's a group that has been discredited by not just the right, but those on the left. They do direct mail marketing, and they essentially slander groups that they disagree with. They've publicly stated they are not a neutral watchdog group, but instead only go after those on the right, and their purpose is to destroy groups that disagree with their leftist ideology.
For folks at home that aren't familiar with Amazon Smile, will you explain to them what it is?
Yes, it's an incentive program that Amazon provides to its customers that allow its customers to designate charities to donate some of the proceeds of the sales to. It benefits a number of charitable organizations, and by excluding groups like Alliance Defending Freedom, Amazon needs to realize it's marginalizing not just those of the Christian faith, but those of the Jewish, Islamic, and Catholic faiths who share similar beliefs. We stand for the fundamental freedoms of all Americans, even those we disagree with, and those from all walks of life.
Are there some companies or online companies that are supporting your group where our viewers could shop once they hear this story?
Well, for viewers that want to support us, we'd recommend they go to adflegal.org. And we have done more than any other legal organization to protect and litigate the rights of students on campus, which you discussed earlier, as well as to protect the rights of all Americans to be able to speak and live consistent with who they are. That's tolerance.
Kristen, thanks so much for joining us.
I like that Kristen girl. She's
good.
Very well spoken. Very nice teeth.
Very nice.
So
teeth,
Cristo Dark says, how on one hand the feds make a baker bake a cake, and on the other hand the feds allow these companies to discriminate against patriots? Very good question.
So, along with that, Alliance Defending Freedom stands up for people like this person. Last week, YouTube suspended the abortion pill reversal, the APR account, for repeated or severe violations of the community guidelines. 4 videos were posted to the account. The offending videos, including one webinar explaining APR in scientific and medical terms. The remaining 3 told the stories of women who chose life for their babies using the APR protocol. Below is one of the videos that YouTube deemed dangerous. So here we go.
Taking the abortion pill, it just felt wrong. I should have never done it. I regret every single moment after that. So me and my boyfriend were actually talking about what we could do to possibly reverse it. When I spoke to Debbie from APR, her voice was just full of joy, and I just felt like there was hope when I was talking to her. She just said, okay, well, I know this doctor that's close to you, and I want you to go see him. After that, we went and saw the doctor that wrote off the prescription, and he said, do you see that little flashing thing on the screen? And we're like, yeah. He goes, that's the baby's heartbeat. And we were just like, wow. Like, after taking that pill where they said there's no going back, to see his heart beating on the screen, that was just overwhelming, and it was joyful just to know that he's here now.
By 2015, nearly 100 babies have been born to women who have successfully reversed the effects of mifepristone using progesterone. All the babies have been healthy with no major birth defects. In 2015, another 75 mothers were pregnant after successful reversals, with all of those pregnancies appearing to be healthy.
The mission of abortion pill reversal is to provide an efficient, supportive, and effective way to educate women about the possibility of reversing medical-induced abortion, and to quickly connect women who choose reversal with doctors in their area who are willing and able to help them with the reversal.
I thought that your body, your choice, and it's between you and your doctor.
But apparently it's not.
Only if your doctor is choosing to kill the child
is it. You're not allowed to have all the options out there.
No one was, and they told you that's irreversible, right?
Right.
That's lying. That's not an option.
Yeah.
If you choose to not do this, let's say you take this, and all of a sudden, literally, something happens to you when you start to try to kill somebody. Something might come over you and be like, no. And how many times we heard women go into the abortion clinics and be like, I can't do this, I'm gone.
Yeah.
We know somebody who that happened to. She went to an abortion clinic and said, I can't do this, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
She had the baby.
Yeah.
So it's It's very interesting that the left and the liberal media and YouTube would take down this video.
So for playing devil's advocate, and I'm not trying to be devil's advocate here, but I do want to give you, because maybe you guys are thinking, hang on, what could their argument possibly be? Why would this be damaging? They are probably trying to say, and I don't know, but this would be my guess, is that women that have already taken the abortion pill might feel guilty for having done it if they stumbled upon it. But that guilt feeling does not outweigh the guilt feeling that says, I want to fix it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you can't just say, we don't want these women to feel guilty, but we want, like that woman that started out the video, she has to feel guilty.
So people go to YouTube.
And she has to have a life-changing thing because we don't want...
People go to YouTube for answers.
We don't care about her. They don't care about her guilt.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
People go to YouTube for answers, for how-to, right? So somebody takes this pill, all of a sudden they feel completely devastated.
Yeah.
So they're going to go Google it, YouTube.
Yeah.
And they would have come across these videos. I'm going to finish it here.
Reversal process. Our vision is to make every woman who might take the abortion pill aware of the possibility of reversal.
Aware.
And to make the reversal protocols part of
you
the
should
standard
know all
of
your
care
options.
of everyday medical practice.
Yeah. We know that there are many babies whose lives can be saved and many mothers who can be emotionally spared by APR.
Emotionally
You may
spared.
also help promote the abortion pill reversal program so that everyone may know that it is possible to reverse the effects of the abortion pill. If you have the financial resources to support our life-saving work, we welcome your tax-deductible donation.
Hang on. I'm sorry. I'm getting angry, and the anger of man works not the righteousness of God. However, if you can see the steam coming out of my ears, because that child might not be here today,
right,
if it weren't for this video having been on YouTube. So there are children that will not be here when women seek out, you know what, I want to reverse this. That's a beautiful, happy-looking family that would not exist otherwise.
YouTube said they suspended the account. We don't allow content that encourages or promotes violent or dangerous acts or have an inherent risk of serious physical harm or death. Examples of videos would be instructional bomb making, choking games, hard drug use, or other acts where serious injury may result. The move comes mere weeks after a new study found the abortion pill reversal protocol is both safe and effective for women who change their mind after beginning a chemical abortion. The study, which followed 754 women who wanted to stop their in-progress chemical abortions, reported 68% success rate in reversing the effects of mifepristone, the first pill in the two-part chemical abortion process. The APR protocol involves administering progesterone to counteract the first abortion pill. Progesterone, a natural hormone.
Very, very powerful hormone, by the way.
It's very powerful, but it is approved as safe. It has been used to prevent miscarriage since the 50s. Since 2007, more than 500 women have used the APR protocol to save their babies from chemical abortion. Today, the protocol is backed by a network of 350 medical providers who will help you reverse the abortion. That sounds like a doctor to me. That sounds like medical care.
Okay, so on a lighter note, when it comes to progesterone, you guys, women on our show, you know we're always make babies for your country. For those of you that are trying to get pregnant and fertility is an issue, you should talk to your doctor. About the use of progesterone, because a lot of women that are that have a lot of miscarriages, it's because their body is low on progesterone.
Right.
Don't just go doing it by yourself. Look up, talk to your doctor and things like that. But it is really, really, really powerful.
Right. Definitely. So the A1s.
The A1 brothers. Wow.
Back in the news today.
Dang, we cannot get rid of those guys.
Well,
I can't believe they haven't been arrested.
Imran A1's case has been hit with repeated delays as Fed probe new allegations. So let's play here.
Here's another story that we've been following for you. A car dealership in Virginia, follow me on this, busted as a suspected money laundering operation for a Hezbollah-linked businessman in Lebanon. The owner, the same IT aide who was paid $7 million taxpayer dollars to provide IT services to 44 Democratic members of Congress. And joining me now is Daily Caller investigative reporter Luke Rosiak. Luke, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
This story seems like something that would be out of a movie, and it doesn't seem like something that would actually be happening. Take us through this a little bit with the Awan family and how they're involved.
For 14 years, Imran Awan has been running IT for dozens of House Democrats. As an IT guy, he can read all the emails and files of these members of Congress who are members of committees like the Intelligence Committee, Homeland Security, Foreign Affairs. And at the same time, he sets up this company. Who knows how he does it, because he's making $7 million between all his family members working full-time, $165,000 each running IT. They somehow found time to set up this used car dealership. And if you look at Operation Cassandra that we learned about recently, that's a common tactic by Hezbollah. And indeed, these guys took $100,000 from a fugitive from the U.S. Department of Justice by the name of Ali Al-Attar. Now, this guy has been linked to Hezbollah by the CIA.
So they took money. They took money from him to use it conceivably for these car dealerships, one of which it was called CIA.
That's one of the insane parts. It was called CIA, Cars International A, and it appeared there was markings of a front. The business partner testified that the books were essentially a sham. They didn't even have inventory. If you needed to buy a car there, they would have to go across the street and borrow one from a different dealership. They've got Ukrainian connections, which is the same thing you see with these Hezbollah dealerships.
Yeah.
It has all the markings of just a complete suspicious company. And if you were working for if you're working for IT for the House of Representatives and need to take $100,000 from foreign actors, it's potentially a money laundering vehicle.
And people will recognize him, his picture and his name, because of his connection to Debbie Wasserman Schultz as well.
Well, he didn't just have access to these emails when he took this money that's been linked from a guy linked to Hezbollah. He actually, House investigators found that he accessed the House server thousands of times without authorization. The House Democratic Caucus server, which is a sister organization of the DNC. So this is frightening stuff. I mean, he's got access to the stuff, he takes the money, and then he appears to act on it. Really, you add it all up, and you have to believe in a lot of coincidences to think there's nothing there.
So where does this stand? Where does this stand right now? Is he in jail? Are they all in jail, the whole family?
Well, that's the remarkable thing. Just like when in Operation Cassandra, when you don't see action by the Department of Justice, there's been very little done on this case. A prudent person would have reason to believe that these guys could have been engaged in a foreign intelligence gathering operation, not only on U.S. soil, but embedded in the U.S. Congress. When you put all these facts together, and the Department of Justice hasn't even looked into it enough to disprove or prove that. So these guys have only been charged with relatively minor crimes involving trying to flee the country after they learned about this underlying investigation, but there have been no underlying charges brought, and it's been over a year.
It's unreal. And was it Imran's wife, who was also Ukrainian, who was also working for IT for the Congress?
Wasn't she the one that had that,
5 or 6 family members. One of them's Ukrainian. She created all these other car dealerships, but they don't seem to exist. So how do you have a car dealership that doesn't exist? Where do I go to buy the car?
Good question. People should look at your article. Log on to Daily Caller.
It's so funny to me because in real life, we have car dealerships that pop up all the time.
I know.
And it's like, that's not legit.
Right.
There's never anyone there. There's just some cars that sit out front. And then they're gone in like 2 months.
Right.
It's insane. It makes total sense. It makes total sense why they would use a car dealership.
Yeah.
The eruption of a volcano in Hawaii's largest...
So, if you've been sticking with us, do you want to go see the volcano?
I want to see the volcano, yes.
Island has forced the evacuation of 1,700 residents. The Kilauea volcano is spewing smoke and lava. It's prompting a local state of emergency. The state's National Guard has been mobilized to provide security to about 800 structures. Vladimir Dutier has the latest.
Let's go! Lava, ash, and smoke burst out of the ground around 4:30 local time Thursday, breaking the afternoon silence.
We could hear the lava exploding right from the house.
A witness described the flowing magma as a curtain of fire.
Cutting
Another
through
said the eruption
forest.
sounded like a jet engine.
I smelt it and I ran to the corner, and that's when I ran into a military officer that told me that it's smoking, and I sure as heck enough take the turn, and one of my favorite streets at least is on fire.
The island has been pummeled with hundreds of small tremors since last week.
Look how deep it goes.
Leaving sizable cracks across streets and in front of homes. Hours before the eruption, a larger quake struck, and plumes of smoke rose into the air. There are currently 5 active volcanoes on the Hawaiian Islands. 4 of those are on the Big Island, but Kilauea is by far the most active. It has been in a constant state of eruption since 1983. Leilani Estates, the site of the current lava flow, sits about 25 miles east. Time-lapse video taken last week showed the constant activity of the lava lake inside Kilauea's crater. Officials have been worried magma from the volcano could travel underground, threatening homes miles away.
I ran in, I grabbed the dogs, threw them in a crate, put them in the car. We moved from California to get away from forest fires. Welcome to paradise.
Well, National Geographic environment editor Brian Howard joins us now to analyze this eruption. Boy, Brian, you look at those images, pretty remarkable. What's really the most urgent danger area at this point right now?
Yes, well, it's critical that people heed the mandatory evacuations, because some of the dangers you can see, like those curtains of lava and the cracks opening up in the streets, but perhaps the most dangerous element is something you can't see, and that's invisible gas that could be lethal.
Tell me more about invisible gas. I never thought of that as an issue.
Yes, monitors are seeing high levels of sulfur dioxide, which is invisible but could be deadly if you breathe it. At smaller concentrations, it can burn the mouth, burn the nose. So it's something that residents really need to take caution for.
How do you protect yourself?
The best thing to do is to heed the mandatory evacuation and to get out of the area. There are several community centers that are being set up outside the evacuation zone, and the best thing to do is to get to those places as soon as possible.
So were there any warnings before this eruption?
There were. Kilauea actually means spewing in Hawaiian, and it's one of the world's most active volcanoes. Since about Monday, a series of hundreds of earthquakes have been happening, where residents are saying they could feel the ground literally rumbling and hear it. And that's an indication that a lot of magma is moving beneath the surface.
I don't live there. I don't live near a volcano, and I don't want to.
You know, Hawaii is an area that a lot of people travel to that might not normally be in that area. What would you say to people if they find themselves here? What should you be aware of if you're near an active volcano?
I'll watch
Volcanoes can be extremely dangerous, and it's not just the top or vent. And volcanoes don't always look like the classic cone shape that people imagine. Volcano cracks can open up anywhere. Walking over lava fields can be dangerous. You can crack through, fall to lava below. So it's critical to follow all signs, absolutely follow all evacuation orders. Right now, Hawaii Volcanoes National Park, which includes Kilauea, some of the park is still open, but it's critical to follow ranger directions, follow signs, and not to go in areas that are deemed unsafe.
So Wendy Clark in the YouTube chat says that, hang on, let me see, I just lost this for a second. She was talking to her son. No, she was talking to her daughter. She lives in Southern Oregon. She said, I'm from Southern California, and my son Justin lives on the Big Island. Please pray for my son's safety. He's in a rehabilitation center. We will be doing that.
We will do that. Fortunately, I think if he's not near this national park with all the volcanoes, I'm sure he'll be fine.
We did go to see Old Faithful in Yellowstone, and
has been in the Yellowstone's been in the news lately.
So we did. There was a risk take, I think.
It had recently had a lot of earthquakes.
Listen to that noise. That's not white noise. That's the sound of the volcano.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's like fireworks.
Oh my gosh.
It's amazing to me, by the way. I just could look at it all day long. So there you have it. You have a volcano.
Flee for your lives!
Run, flee for your yes, definitely. That's funny. All right, so I do want to make a mention. Kanye West.
We're going back to Kanye.
Yeah, because he's just like majorly in the news. I mean, Donald Trump mentioned him. But he's really being ripped to shreds by the left. I mean, the radio station Chicago's pulling his music off.
That it is a career suicide what he's doing?
No, I don't.
Because
but I don't
think that the fans will remain fans.
I don't think that it's the record deals everybody keeps saying, because I don't think he's going to sell more records because of it.
No.
But I don't know. Maybe a bunch of Trump
Maybe he's
supporters
trying
will.
to get,
Will
alter his
now,
demographic.
Maybe he feels like maybe he's saturated that.
Snoop
Dogg posted a picture of like white Kanye.
I need to ask a question.
50 Cent came out and was like, "Who posted this, man? This is hilarious."
Because
So Snoop Dogg's like, "Why you go white, man?"
I'm going to be really honest here. I don't know. I couldn't name a single Kanye West song. I don't even know the kind of music that he makes. Is it rap?
It is.
Or is it
rap.
like
I'm
more
sure it's
hip-hoppy?
It's hip-hop. I'm sure it's hip-hop.
I mean, because there's like hardcore rap where it's just constant, like you can't even understand what they're saying. And then there's hip hop
song.
I don't know. I'm just more or less curious because here's the deal. White people like that kind of music.
Oh yeah, they play it all the time.
I am one. I just listen to Christian as opposed to, so that's why I don't know anything about this young man.
I like what Candace says, race is a business. Don't you ever forget that. People like Al Sharpton, Maxine Waters, and Jesse Jackson are the top executives. They live in million-dollar mansions to ensure that the rest of the black America never gets a chance to. Business has been good.
And that is a really valid point that she makes, because some of the things that the people are saying to Kanye West, and once again, people, I'm not saying I support this dude. This is really hard for me to talk about in an honest, giving him his fair shake here thing, but they're giving him a hard time saying it's easy for you to say all of this from your $1 million mansion. And yet these people that they idolize and that they follow like sheep, like Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson, are those they're worse. They are far more,
Waters,
they hold power, whereas Kanye does not. Kanye has money, okay? But these men hold power and influence far more than Kanye West ever could, or, you know what I mean, does at all. And so it boggles my mind that on the one hand they can say, that about Kanye when they're just following and their idols and their leaders are these people.
So I'm going to say something in another rather unpolitically correct way. We have a mail call from our black friend Maia.
But she's not like Maia is multi. She's just a beautiful biracial. I think. Well, I don't know. Maia, you can tell us. You can let us know. Her entire family is absolutely adorable. They are kind. They are caring. They are giving. I love them.
They're hilarious.
They're funny. If you aren't subscribed to Say Perfect's channel,
but see, here's the thing.
In a while, you need to be subscribed.
Here's the thing.
I don't know if Say's here today.
We like differences. We don't seek them out, but
she says I'm a cinnamon.
I'm a cinnamon. That's funny. We have black friends, okay, and we say it. What's
wrong with saying I have black friends? When black people say I can't stand it, when white people say I got black friends, I got black friends, and I'll like it.
We're not politically correct.
Why can't I say that?
Okay, we are honest people.
Yeah, it's just the truth.
Okay. The world has made this huge divide in colors and races and weirdness. And I remember going to college, not thinking much of it. And I remember sitting next to a black friend, a young man, and he's from Mississippi. I said, and we got to talk about churches, and this was obviously a super biracial church. I mean, like everybody.
Oh my God! It's not just biracial. Literally, where we lived, fellow students of Leah's were from Ethiopia.
The whole apartment
and
complex is all Ethiopian.
Apartment. It was like it never stopped smelling like food. Good food, but it's you don't want to always smell weird food.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Pretty pungent.
It's like if somebody was always making fried chicken. I don't want to always smell fried chicken. Like I don't want fried chicken air freshener.
Yeah, but anyways, it was just all we just were people, and we just celebrated differences, and we celebrated, hey, where are you from? I love that. I love people with different accents. I like, hey, where are you from? It's just a fun thing for me. I don't know. I loved my black friends in college. I love my black friends that I have now. Some of them, not all of them, talk a little bit different. They're more fun. Kansas loves getting around these black women because they think he's hilarious and they think he's adorable, and they're so nice, they're so cheery, and they're just so full of love of God, and they express themselves in more of a way that Michelle and I express ourselves.
Yeah, a little bit cray.
White people are a little bit more like this.
Reserved.
Right? Okay, black people are like, hey, y'all! They get it.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What's
Black
Jesus
people,
doing for you?
Not all of them, though.
No,
because Maia says...
Our friend.
Maia, I'm like, Maia, I bet you sing beautifully. She's like, not really. I was like, okay. Not all stereotypes. Most black people really can sing. And then you hear other black people say, no, they can't. What I should say is that a lot of times black people that can sing excel. Like Whitney.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's true.
No, I won't even try because you can't touch her.
Well, you go to black church, there's always a handful of people that can, like, sing. You go to white church, it's like, Lord, I lift your name on high.
Kind of the way we sing at the end of the show.
Yeah, seriously. I'm sorry. Those are the songs I know. But, like,
we are never going to come on this show and sing a song that just blow your mind.
Shake Loose. I like that song.
Mary. They're fantastic. Mm-hmm. Becca Shea. Fantastic.
Becca Shea.
She's
really good.
Dude, she is my girl. Okay, so... Do you want it now? All this hype of building up Maia.
Maia sent a package.
And Maia.
And Bill sent a package.
And Bill sent a package. Do me a favor. Find Say's latest video. Drop it to me in the chat. And we will play that at the end. Welcome to the part of the show where...
Also, there's some happening on Sunday with Tommy Robinson and England.
May 6th.
Kentucky Derby on Saturday, and there's something else happening this weekend. I forget.
Yep, Kentucky Derby is happening tomorrow. We're gonna try to wear our hats that Chris sent us on Sunday. There's some stuff on the piano. Dropping it. Sunday, the UK, all these great free speech people. I need to play you that thing. I'll play it for you after we open our package. There's a big free speech thing happening.
I can't find the rest of this stuff. I'm gonna have to.
We might have to wait for Sunday.
Maia's package.
You know what, May? I have to tell you, we wanted to wait to open it on Friday because we thought more people would be here. But I have been
smelling.
I have been smelling the package from the post office.
Here, let me help you.
Oh my gosh, this is hilarious. Princess Leia.
Oh my god.
She gives us a card. You're the best. Oh, I love this. Look at this.
Oh my goodness.
I'm going to read it. You read the one about me.
Leah, loyal, encouraging. Here's her name
You're not supposed
spelled
to say
out.
nice things about yourself.
Adored,
so I'll let her read it.
Humble. If I tried to say all the ways you're great, it'd take me
See
quite
how
a
humble
while.
I am? I had her read the card.
If I said a thanks for all you've done, you'd blush. That's just your style. But I hope the love these wishes bring will always make you smile. Faith, fervent, attentive, inspiring, thoughtful, honorable.
Love it.
Last name, selfless, virtuous, entertaining,
cool,
noble, sensible, sincere, optimistic, and needed. I hope our Savior blesses you with wisdom, courage, and peace in this next year of your life. Thanks for being you and for setting a truly beautiful example of what a godly woman looks like. I'm so thankful that God let our paths cross via YouTube. You and Michelle truly inspire me. You are both in my daily thoughts and prayers. Love, Maia. P.S. Sorry this is so late. This is what I call drawing out somebody's birthday. Maia had told me that she wanted to put a birthday package together for you at your birthday, but Maia does an excellent job of leading her family when her parents are out doing other things. Like, her parents are incredible people, but they often have to be helping other siblings and whatnot. And Maia really takes charge as a young lady. Now, this says for me not to open on air. However, I do have to tell you, this says, Lady Michelle, our dearest and closest friends call me that.
That's weird.
From our farming group. So I think that is hilarious that you just happened to...
Maia, you are like rocking this. Remember, guys. You too can have Maia's products.
Eric Mathis is in the chat. He bought some of Maia's products for his family, for his mom and his wife for Christmas, and they absolutely love it.
I love it.
I have loved it. This is like, hang on, Maia, because
Maia,
this is overboard.
This is hilarious. What's funny is that, remember how I stole Michelle's deodorant? I just finished it.
Do you remember how she stole Michelle's deodorant? And now I get one. Maia had sent me a deodorant for my birthday, which was back in November. And now she has sent.
Mom is going to love this, Maia. And I love these little rolly things. Pain relief? It's pain relief oils. Pain relief essential oil blend. This product is still in the test phase. A little goes a long way. Feedback would be awesome. Congratulations, you were my guinea pig, good friends.
Oh my gosh, this is fantastic.
Wow. I'm wondering what's like a menthol in there? A little eucalyptus? Trying to make it out. I'm going to use it on Patriot Gallery the most because she's always asking for those pain patches that you put on the back.
Yes. So the Honeydew natural deodorant, which smells delicious, by the way.
That's
I love it. It is absolutely
and this is a different
amazing.
kind. This is patchouli.
Because the Honeydew is what she sent before.
Yeah. We'll try it out.
Oh,
Very
wow.
cool.
I love patchouli. Okay, so what's
this
next?
box has so much stuff
in it. It's the bottomless box, Maia. All right, so I don't know if you guys have noticed, but in the description of every video, I have a contact us section. And then I also have where you can get to Josh Rodgers essential oils, where you can buy those Young Living, and Go and Baddie's store. They do a lot of homemade products, not products, but like crocheted items and things like that. And then I have Maia. So I want you guys always want to support us. I would like it if you would support the people that we would like you to support, and that is our moderators and close friends here.
So I love this, how she has clipped us, which is Thieves soap. Now, if you don't know much about Thieves oil, it goes back into history where during the plague that people were dying all over the place, and there were these thieves who would go and steal stuff off of people's grave bodies, and everybody's wondering why they aren't killed. Why they didn't die is because they supposedly put together a blend of certain essential oils, I think cloves and cinnamons, and I can't remember, there's 4 of them. But it looks like Maia has made the Thieves oil soap. So this is really good. Like we
actually use
instead of antibacterial soap, antibacterial soap, use the Thieves oil soap.
So we got sick, or I got sick when around my birthday when she had sent that. She was like, she had just sent it or something like that. And I remember thinking, thank you, Lord, that I have Maia's soap, so that I'm sick and I'm not spreading germs. I can wash my hands all of the time. It's got a horse on it.
It's perfect.
Maia.
For
is that the licorice smelling one?
No.
I love that.
It's not.
I think it is.
This is frankincense and myrrh.
It is. Like anise. Anise. That is. It is. I love that. Oh my God.
Frankincense and myrrh. Frankincense.
Stop it.
The biblical.
Oh, this would be good for you guys. Okay, so if you want to know, here I'm going to do a product. I should just do a product video for me. This is good. This is a manly. I'm still going to use it because I really like it. This is a manly kind of scent. If you want to do like a dude scent,
patchouli and honey soap.
Let me smell that.
Wow, girl, you've got.
Oh my gosh, that is out of this world.
Pet soap.
Where do you come up with this stuff? Maia, this is incredible. Eric Mathis says, I love the lemongrass.
Rainforest soap.
I can't believe you have sent us all of these. This is incredible.
Man, girl,
it does smell like a rainforest. That's a gender. They're all gender neutral, but I'm just thinking, okay, that's one that I could see. We have a lot of male viewers. If you don't want to order something that's girly, that would be a good one. Same with this spearmint peppermint. That smells really good.
Oatmeal,
eat that.
milk, and honey soap.
Oh, wow. Oh, let me smell that again.
That is amazing.
Wow. Maia, this is absolutely incredible here. You have
lavender and chamomile.
Here's another
What are we
stamp
gonna do with all this? I feel like you just gave us like one of all of your products.
I want to let you know something, Maia. The other day, Leah says we're almost out of soap, our soap, and we only make one kind.
We only make one kind, lavender
and
soap.
she's like, we need to make some. And I'm thinking, literally, the thought crossed. I was like, I don't think we have time to make soap.
I like the spearmint soap here.
So, what is that? What is that? Is that the lemongrass? Maia, get out. You just get out.
But it's more than just the her soaps are soft and they're just really great for your skin.
Oh, she sent more of this Pain Be Gone. This stuff is incredible. It really, really does help with your pain and stuff. This is awesome.
Herbal Steam Facial. Chamomile, comfrey, rose petals, peppermint, lavender, and lemongrass. Mix 2 herbs into 2 cups of water. Simmer for 5 minutes and then give yourself a facial.
No.
That's going to be fun to try.
Oh, we should do a video of that.
That's pretty cool.
We will do a video of that. Lavender lotion. I love your lotions. These lotions that she makes are incredible. What's that one?
Natural sunscreen.
She had sent that before, but now she sent us bigger ones. Oh my gosh, Maia. Stop it. This is too much.
Like your whole product line in the box or something. 2 of them. One for each.
French vanilla lotion.
So 2 Pain Be Gones. Oh my gosh.
Okay, girl.
Oh.
Dude.
Here, I'm going to try it. That's awesome. That's really cool.
Oh,
I love it.
My gosh.
Oh my gosh. It's like having a candle on your hands.
It is like having a candle scent on your hands.
Walk around. See, natural living, you don't have to stink.
No.
Usually we
Patriot
stink.
Gallery here. I said it. French vanilla lotion. Listen to me yelling at my mom on camera. That's as bad as it gets.
I have never heard of this. This is a chemtrail detox inhaler.
Are you serious?
It smells like lemongrass in
Are
here.
you serious right now? Let me have that.
What if I just want to smell it all day?
Where do you come up with this stuff? Hang on a second. I'm going to keep that in my purse.
Me too.
What? Mother's Day is coming up, Gary says.
Aha. Every mother needs the chemtrail detox inhaler that smells amazing.
And she sent 2 lavender lip balms. I'm going to try that out. And then what's that?
Peppermint.
And a peppermint. I'm going to try the lavender one.
Oh.
Well, that's really soft.
I'm tingly.
Are you tingly?
Mm-hmm.
That is fantastic. These inhalers, still in the test phase, she says. I like it. I like it a lot. Maia, you are incredible. Absolutely out of this world. Incredible.
I don't know how you have time to do all this stuff.
Maia, did you drop a link to Say's latest video in here for me? If so, do it again. Please. Would you please? So, I want you guys to get a feel for this amazing family.
Tell them where they can go to it.
So, Maia has an email. Maia,
do you want to have a Facebook page?
I think, Maia's Healthy Products has a Facebook page. Let me go to my thing here. All right, so ME Healthy Products, and let me actually pull this up so you guys can see that here. Paste, enter. I want you guys to be able to, and again, this is always in the description. You can,
Is this her page? No,
No, I have it in here.
Where is it?
It's ME Healthy Products.
On Facebook.
On Facebook. I'm trying to switch over here. All right, here we go. So
here we go.
This is Maia's page. Here, Leah's got it in the back.
You guys should all go and like her page.
And actually, Will Way had made a nice little video for me. I want you guys to be supporting Maia and her amazing products. Will Way made this? Yeah. I just took pictures of the eye and compiled them She has so much to offer you guys.
I didn't know you sold ice cold kombucha and keeper soda at the farmer's market, Maia. I want to go to your farmer's market. Don't send it in the mail. That could probably explode.
Right.
Raw honey and raw honeycomb.
All right. So let me grab this.
Diesel disinfectant spray.
Copy link address. Let's see. So we're going to play. I don't know that I've seen Say's latest video, so this could be...
Look at her table set up.
It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful, Maia. Here, this is Maia's brother, Say. We're going to play this. Let me switch over here. It's punny. He has a punny channel. He's very punny.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I uploaded a video. People probably thought I died or something. I just don't know what to do anymore. I'm out of ideas.
You could go on a date.
No, he can't. He hasn't found his match.
Yeah, who would go out with a phony?
Wait, what? Have I been drinking too many Izzy's? Alright, these guys started talking again. And really? I'm a phony?
It's okay, Say. We all adore you.
Thank you, closet door. I should never slam you again.
Yeah, but he's also as sharp as a doorknob.
That's not true. I melt you down to Izzy cans and... Aww! So cute! Kettle chips! I don't know who they're for.
Hurry up and jack it, dude.
Come on, girly man. Don't wait. Oh, you better not eat me. I'm from the kettle. I'm gonna bath you up like a kettlefish.
You know what? On second thought, I'm not even hungry. Take that, kettle killer.
Ah, just suck it up, foosball.
What? You want to say that to my face?
Yeah, I actually do. In your face.
What did you do to my face? Hey, I gotta look good with a face. No, you look good in the washing machine. Time for anesthesia stinky sock. Anesthesia stinky sock? What's that? You know, I'm immune to stinky sock. Well, that's strong.
I think that Say's channel is a blast. I don't check it all the time, but I do periodically go and I'll just we a binge of
you know what?
Of Say's videos.
Don't take this the wrong way, but like we have younger cousins, I think, who would just die.
Yes. Oh no, there's that. I don't think you can take that
laughing.
The wrong way. I think
young boys. I think that because it's so clean, it's such clean humor.
It is. It absolutely is.
That you know, you could almost make like a homeschool humor channel.
I love it
for kids.
I love it so much.
Thank you for lightening up the mood.
Oh my gosh! Say says Michelle. Now that bag of chips is a true black guy for you.
All that and a bag of kettle chips from the kettle.
Oh my gosh, that was so much fun. So if you guys are not subscribed to Say's channel, please go and do so. Comment on his videos, like them, and share the heck out of them. I want his channel to get to be pretty big. Blue Guy just showed up. We haven't seen you or heard from you in a while. It's always good to have Nick around. He is one of the, I will say, survivors of the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas high school shooting.
Whoa.
You can open the window. She just opened the window. My mom is sitting out on the porch to keep the noise out, and you can smell Maia's products.
But Britt said he sent you a video to publicize Tommy Robertson thing.
Okay, so let me tell you what. I don't want to do it here.
And Blue Guy's in
well, you could.
Blue Guy's in our chat there.
Okay, actually we could. Like Leah just said a little bit ago, Tommy is going to be doing his thing on the 6th. Now, is Alex Jones going? I remember he had wanted to go. Do you know?
I think he's at the I think he's at the NRA thing, so I don't know if he's going to make it.
Could you fly that fast? You know, today is Friday.
Yeah. Day of Freedom. That's what they're calling it. They're calling it the Day of Freedom. So let me find the Day of Freedom video. See if we can get.
I have it right here. That's it?
Yeah. So Lauren Southern, I think she'll be there via Twitter Skype or something because like she's banned from the UK. Anne-Marie Waters, Colin, Gavin, Tommy, Count Dacula. Milo! Raheem!
7 Melody's gonna be there. I love it.
He hasn't been banned yet. Sargon of Akkad. Whitehall, London. So, this whole freedom of speech thing is not a joke. Like, seriously, they banned Lauren Southern
from coming into the daggum country.
Coming into an entire country because she wanted to see how people would react if they handed out pamphlets saying Mohammed is gay. Now, since, like, for the past 1,000 years, it's been rumored that Jesus was gay. People say it all the time, right? People meanly say it.
Right.
You know Jesus
it's so
gay.
true.
You know
it
Jesus
is,
gay.
yeah.
They say the most horrible, awful things about Jesus and about Christians. But never once has anyone been banned just for saying bad things about Christians in a way or questioning Christianity. Okay? She wasn't saying kill all Muslims. She was just making a political statement to see how people would react if you say Muhammad is gay. See, if people say Jesus is gay, people aren't going to bring out a knife and stab you in the throat. But if you say Muhammad is gay, you can incite violence on their part.
Right.
She said you would incite racial hate. They said that she was inciting racial hatred, but what they really meant was you're going to stir up a swarm of hornets if you keep doing this. You could actually cause a terror attack to happen because people were so angry that you said Mohammed was gay.
So Britt says over 200 German Antifa being flown into the UK for Sunday to attack this.
I have heard about this Antifa thing happening. So I'm trying to find the dayofreedom.com. What are they calling it? They not dayofreedom.com? Like, is it dayofreedom.com?
Could be. Wasn't it at the end of that video?
Yeah, it
would
was.
have been there.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's try again.
So also, Britt Baza had sent me a message saying that somehow he got blocked in the chat. He's one of our moderators.
Well, how do you get blocked as a moderator?
I don't think that's a thing.
Day for freedom.
So I want to let you guys know that I have been trying to keep up with what's going on in the chat. There is some tricky stuff going on, so I'm going to try to take care of that. If you have had issues with the chat and you are banned or you are blocked or something like that, and you should not be, let me know. Send me an email, massfaith33@gmail.com.
A day to be heard.
I can check the list and see if your name is on it.
As we traveled the world to film with our guests and speakers, we listened to their perspectives on the need for free speech. And one thing became clear. Everyone agreed that without free speech, there can ultimately be no freedom. And without it, the freedoms on which we found our societies would begin to crumble and fade. So, here we go.
What's up? Patriot Gallery.
In the beginning, the news unit was here, and some people were being nice to him, so I might have blocked them. I said that these people totally disrespected you and Leah, and I wouldn't have them here, and I wouldn't have anybody say anything nice about them either.
Okay.
So if he said something nice about news unit, he would block them.
Okay. Okay. Patriot Gallery has spoken. But still, send me an email, and we will get it worked out.
Somebody says, "It's okay, everyone. I fixed it." So that's kind of pretty weird. This Day for Freedom is obviously making some people pretty upset. Let's see here.
The free pursuit of intelligence and the free pursuit of expression is, as far as I'm concerned, a battle of the literal versus the ironic mind. And the reason it's so important that we defend the ironic mind, which is the type of person who says things that might offend, the reason it's so important to defend that is because it's out of offence. It is in the filth, perhaps, even sometimes, that we find the truth. In the things that we don't like to probe, in the things that we don't necessarily even like to say.
Right.
There lies truth in those things. Freedom of speech, for me, is not just about people being able to say what they want. It's about being able to find out core truths. Because without the truths, you can't fix the problems in the world.
That's so good.
Well, I mean, Speaker's Corner is just, it's just the most magnificent environment. It has been for so long. I mean, the ideas that have been proposed at Speaker's Corner, I mean, most of them I probably wouldn't even agree with, but I love the fact that it exists. I love the fact that I can go there, say whatever I like, and then I can listen to other people saying things that I might not particularly like. What's really, really deeply troubling is when Speaker's Corner gets turned into a pulpit for simply one ideology. That is no longer Speaker's Corner, that is Tyrant's Corner.
Wow. Well said, Raheem. Fantastic. So, we are actually at the 2-hour mark. Let's all give a big hooray for not getting cut off today into 2 separate videos. So, fantastic. We're going to sign off.
Yes, Antifa will be there.
We will be covering this on Sunday. I don't know what time is the
They say 3 their time.
3 their time would be 10 o'clock our time. What we'll probably do is wait for it to be done and then just do our regular live show at 1 o'clock. And then hopefully by that time, there will be some highlights starting to roll out. I don't know how long it's going to last. I'm going to guess probably, an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they have a lot of speakers. It may last longer than that. They may still be going by the time we do our show at 1 o'clock. So we want to see you guys back here on Sunday for our European and UK news.
I guess growing up, I was always a bit of a contrarian, and I guess it got me into a lot of trouble. But I always thought that the battle of ideas, the challenging my teachers, challenging my parents, whatever it may be, was the most important game or battle or challenge we would have in our entire lives, because the battle of ideas is the very way that we come to the best conclusions to live our lives, to save lives, to create any of these things. We come to these conclusions through debate, and I always fought for free speech because debate was not only something that I loved, but something that I believed would come to create a better society. I never expected in my lifetime for it to be so suppressed the way it is. I thought I was fighting for future generations that would face what we're facing now, but instead I've now found myself banned from countries, kicked out of groups, kicked out of parties, whatever it may be, within my lifetime. And it's becoming ever more real every single day, and that horrifying world without debate, without other opinions, is fast coming upon us. And once we reach that, all of our creation, all of our beauty, all of our science, everything, it will be the lowest common denominator. The best ideas will not win, and society as a whole will not win.
Very cool. I love it. I love where they're going at. And of course, we always put the Christian spin on it. We put God's spin on it. And we say, with the power of God. And I was in some stupid little Twitter battle with some atheists the past couple days. And it's funny where they come from in their arguing. They want to bring up scriptures. They want to say things like, if God loves people, why did he kill a bunch of people? And they want to blame Christians for all mass murdering and religion and cults. And I'm like, dude, you do know that your freedom to even speak right now and to have debates is because of Christianity. You have totalitarian, authoritarian governments. The freedom that we see in the world today, which is being suppressed, it's being suppressed by atheist thought, by anti-God thought, and it was Christians who got a hold of the Bible and began to emerge. There's an evolution that happens. It's not a bad word, by the way. An evolution that happened with Christianity that literally, Jesus said, I'm not come here to build my my kingdom here, but he did say that he was going to build a kingdom He has a spiritual kingdom, and he was going to put his tentacles in every aspect of life and bring life. Satan comes to come to steal, kill, and destroy, but I've come to have life and life more abundantly. And so the people who, even atheists who talk about the rise of Christianity and Western Christianity, or even people who don't necessarily believe that Jesus Christ is, died and rose again, but they believe he was a historical character, and they can't deny what Christianity has done for society. Jordan Peterson won't say whether he believes Jesus Christ actually rose from the dead, but he believes in the power of believing that he did, and the power that is beyond. And
he says he can't explain it. He doesn't even think it like a placebo effect or a mind over matter. That's not really what he says. He believes that there is a real power there.
And what we see in Western societies, I can give you a list. We do it all the time. Louis Pasteur, Copernicus, Galileo, all these great minds. And they were Christians in pursuit of Christ, in pursuit of creation. And the Bible even says that it is the glory of God to hide things, and it is the glory of kings to search them out.
Right.
It is our mission to search him out and to find out how to make things and how he made things. And we elevate ourselves through Christian thought of, I don't just live for myself. Mm-hmm. I live to love God, which is creation and animals and working hard and all those different principles that go with that.
Right.
And loving your neighbor, being kind, putting other people first before yourself, not being selfish. And one of the people mentioned, it was hilarious. He's like, I think we came out of that. We had like people who like Columbus, who did things that, as an atheist or whatever. And I'm just like, dude, you need to read Columbus's writings. This dude was more Christian than me, man.
Yes.
Like he like would fast and pray. Like he was like almost like a monk. Like this guy, he thought his whole life was for Jesus. Like his whole journey in life was for Jesus. I mean, like you read, there's a book, The Prophecies of Columbus, that was just translated fully into English about a year ago or a couple years ago.
You haven't had a chance to read that yet.
I've read part. I downloaded it. I was like, oh man, because I've read portions of his writings and I knew what a great Christian he was.
He thought that he was coming here to spread the gospel.
Yes, but it's even more than that. I mean, like Western civilization is based on Christianity and Christian principles,
right?
And the atheists have a freedom of speech because Christians will stand up for your right to disagree with them.
Right.
And we evolved into that. Okay? That was the whole point of Christians, real Christians like John Locke, argued a whole letter called a letter of toleration, saying you can't force people into a mold or to think things that you want them to think, and to believe things that you want them to believe.
Right.
But he believed fervently in Jesus Christ. And so you have to be able to have these battle out your ideas. And that was one thing that Protestantism was about versus Catholicism, was to be able to, say, wait a minute, this doesn't sound right to me. Can we talk about this? And that's what this Day of Freedom is about. And you get it because of Christians, because of our founding fathers, because of the Pilgrims, because great Christians, William Blackstone, Circle Cook, these guys, they knew that your rights come from God. The laws of nature, and nature is God. That's why you have a right to freedom of speech, because it comes from God. I mean, if God were to kill everybody who said bad things about it, everybody would be dead. Right? You got Elijah, Jonah. What are you doing, God? God wants to have this conversation with you, by the way.
I read a lot. One scripture that stood out to me the other day, and forgive me for not having it memorized, but it's a common scripture throughout the Bible, is that God loves mercy. And I dwelled on that for a long time as I was reading it. God loves mercy. He loves being merciful. Okay? None of us are good. No, not one. Right? That's what the Bible says. And so we all are so vile compared to the purity of the Lord. And so God, it says he resists the proud. He gives grace to the humble. God is about mercy. And so when I look at, a lot of people hate on the Jews on our channel and don't like Zionists and whatnot. when I look at the Old Testament and I see how much God loves his people, his chosen people, and we see that mercy played out over and over and over again. That mercy, it says, it is new every morning. So at the end, we see prophecy talks about God's chosen people finally coming to him. Yeah. Because he is a very, very merciful God. And we ought to extend that mercy one to another.
2 hours, buddy. Time to wrap it up.
I said that 10 minutes ago when you just wanted to keep playing Lauren Southern here. So we're probably going to not do a song because we've gone so long today.
Yeah,
and
we had some songs. Sunday, we'll try to make it.
We will try to make it happen on Sunday. I want to thank you all for being here. Please like, comment, and subscribe to both of our channels, Resistance Chicks and Mass Faith 3. Check out our website, resistancechicks.com. I haven't had the time to devote to it as much as I would have liked this past week. We've been incredibly, incredibly busy. Do you know what we did last night?
Castrated pigs.
We castrated piglets.
If you're not careful, we'll come after you. Just kidding.
Oh my gosh. But seriously, at 10 o'clock at night, what are the Resistance Chicks doing on God's Little Acre? It's time to castrate some piglets. It's not an easy job, guys. I mean, the moms don't like it when you take their screaming babies. And then when they come back and the moms go to the babies and the babies are all kind of like, as you would be too. And then they smell and they're like, what did you just do? So we did 7. We have 3 more from that litter to go.
My least favorite part of this thing, but Kansas is... He does
it. He does a really good job. It could have been any one of us that got chosen to be the actual cutter.
The local vet now.
But Lee and I hold the piglet down.
And this is where the difference in men and women come into play. Now, women can do this.
Oh, yeah.
But...
Lee and I are right there. We're in it. We could take over at any moment.
He's really calm. Like, he's not emotional for the pig. Like, you and I do feel for the pig. We do feel he loves the pigs, but he's not emotional. Like, you're like, you're not, hold you
after it's over, then we take them and we kind of hold.
But when things go wrong or things are going a little bit sideways, he's really...
This is the part of the show where you guys can just close your ears. But when you can't get the sack out all of the way, it's very dangerous. You don't want to pull. It's kind of connected to the intestines.
Right.
Which we've had that happen, our very first one. So you want to be, it's a very delicate process. And so when it's not coming out, and then these are smaller pigs than we've done in the past, and so it's kind of hard. And I was thinking maybe my smaller hands, which aren't really that small, Leah's are. I'm thinking, okay, I could get in there, and we're kind of in one of those. You don't want to leave the pig in that situation for too long. And Leah and I are getting a little bit
heightened,
heated, nervous, worried. And Kansas is just slowly just doing, just taking, kind of just tuning us out.
It's not that he doesn't feel it; just processes it different as men are from Mars, women are from Venus type deal. So,
so we have Kelly coming to get some piglets when they're ready. So I'm excited about that. So one of her pigs is going to be a boar, so he doesn't have to. He gets to go home all ripper and ready to go. So that's really exciting. We love you.
God loves you.
God loves you. God bless. Thank you for being here. I want to thank our moderators. I'm telling you, I will work out whatever's going on. Here, if you guys want to fill me in a little bit better on what's been happening, then I can address it.
This is not a perfectible chat system.
You guys have to understand.
It's never going to be perfect. We do the best we can.
I give our moderators free reign to do whatever they see fit. The only time that I step in is if I feel that it is necessary. You know what? This person was just not... give them such a hard time. It's all right. They're harmless. That's usually the only time. If somebody sends me a message, I got banned, I got blocked. It could have been an accident. That happens a lot. And then I can go into the list. It takes me a while.
And from Donald Buskey, by the way.
And figure it out. So I will take care of it. You guys just have to make me aware. You guys have to understand something. Lee and I do a news program here. I try to be as engaged and pay attention as possible. I can't. That's what the moderators are for, because I can't watch the chat the entire time. So if you're having an issue with the chat, please make me aware of it, and I will take care of it. But I do thank our moderators because they stay on it, and you guys should too. They keep the chat
Family-friendly and fun.
And fun. I mean, listen, the rules are this. You're allowed to say anything contrary to what Leah and I have to say. If you don't agree, you're allowed to say that. We encourage you to say your contrary.
Don't block contrariness at all.
Seriously, we don't care about that. Okay? If
We're
you're going to be
freedom of speech.
vile, okay? Yeah. And now I want to also let you guys know something. Our moderators have full permission to ban curse words as they see fit. I don't care, okay? As long as your curse word is more just kind of like a whatever curse word and not a violent F you, yada, 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 I don't care. That being said, if our moderators want to censor you because this is the chat and they know, our moderators know the viewers better than we do. That's what you need to understand. And so they keep the chat supposedly.
I'll tell you what.
How the viewers want it to be kept.
If your comment is taken off, put it in the comment section.
After the video is finished.
And it might stay there.
Yeah. Because I don't censor, unless a comment is vile, perverted, you know what I mean? Or just some sort of personal attack at Leah and I, just personally. You know what I mean? And even a lot of those I leave. But if it gets to, here's the guidelines. They're this simple. If it is perverted or the curse words are of a violent manner, they go. That's how I censor the comment section, because I usually do. The moderators don't do the comment section afterwards. And they come to me. I get a notification.
We very rarely take away any comments.
It is very, very rare. If it has, there are a couple of key phrases, keywords that I just do not abide. The F word isn't even really one of them. Sometimes I will totally leave the F bomb. If it fits, it fits, and whatever. I don't use it. I don't like it. Whatever.
But I realize it's part of
people's languages, and they're just leaving a comment. They're very fervent about it.
It's like French.
But when you go in, when you cross over to perversion, your comment's going to go. You know what I mean? And if it's a violent, like angry thing, then your comment is going to go. So I just wanted to kind of lay that out so that you guys can understand.
We love you. God loves you. We have a P.O. Box 107, Milford, Ohio 45150. Find us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter.
Okay, guys.
See you on Sunday.
Adios, muchachos.
I was cold all alone. Your place